This new construction model in Kapolei is already sold out, but stick with me because it's not the issue it sounds like. This is the third of the townhome models here at Kaulu by Gentry in Kapolei on the west side of Oahu. And I'm going to walk it the same way I've walked the others, which means I'm not here to sell you this home, and I'm not here to talk you into new construction. My job is to lay out the real numbers and the honest trade-offs, and let you decide what actually fits your life. Let me start with the most honest thing I can say about this one. It's currently sold out. Now, on most channels, that's where the video ends. Here, it's where the useful part begins, because how you handle a sold-out model is one of the most valuable things I can teach you about buying new construction. But first, let me show you what it is. This model is called Wiliwili, and it's the biggest of the 3 townhomes. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5-bath, a full 2-story home. And it starts around $794,000. That's the top of this lineup, and I'll walk you through exactly why, so you can judge for yourself whether that's worth it to you. It's a true 2-story with its own ground level entry. You come in on the first floor where the living space is, the kitchen, the dining, the living room, plus a half bathroom down here, and a storage closet that's honestly bigger than what you usually get in a townhome. Upstairs is where both bedrooms live. The primary has a walk-in closet and the bathroom has a double sink vanity. The second bedroom has its own bathroom with a soaking tub. So 2 bedrooms, but 2.5 baths, and a layout that lives more like a small house than a unit. And that 2-story shape gives you something the single-level models can't, which is separation. Your living and your entertaining stay downstairs, near the front door, and your bedrooms and your sleep stay upstairs, out of the noise. If you work from home, you can keep the work zone down low and actually leave it at the end of the day. In most townhomes, storage is the first thing you run out of. There's nowhere for the beach gear, the luggage, the things you use twice a year but can't part with. A real storage room means your living space stays living space instead of slowly turning into a closet. And the half bath on the main floor is the kind of thing you don't think about until you're hosting, when you really don't want guests walking upstairs and through a bedroom to find a bathroom. None of that makes this the right home for you. It just tells you what the extra money is actually buying, so you can weigh it honestly. And here's the practical piece that sets it apart. Wiliwili is the model with a 2-car garage. 2 covered spots is a real practical advantage. And yes, it's part of why this model costs more. I'm not going to tell you it's worth it, because that depends entirely on whether 2-car parking and the extra space matter to how you live. For some of you, that's a yes, without thinking about it. For others, the smaller models make more sense. Both are fine. So who is this one for? The buyer who wants the most room, 2 cars undercover, space for guests or a home office, and a layout that will still fit their life years from now. If you're planting roots rather than passing through, it makes sense. If Oahu is a shorter chapter for you, one of the smaller, less expensive models might serve you better. And if the biggest layout with 2-car parking is what you need, reach out anytime. And I'll tell you exactly where things stand for the next release. Now let me put it against the numbers. Across Kaulu, the typical condo or townhome has been selling right around $716,000, and Wiliwili starts above that, around $794,000, because it's simply the most home in the group. But here's a number worth knowing. If you break it down by the foot, Wiliwili actually runs the lowest of the 3 models, around $600 a square foot. The single-level Waipuna was closer to $700. And Lokahi around $630. So the most expensive home on the sticker is the least expensive by the foot. That's not a trick, it's just how it works. Bigger homes usually carry a lower price per foot. So if what you want is the most space for your dollar, the largest model is often where it stretches furthest. Sticker price, price per foot, and layout each tell you a different part of the story, and I'd rather you see all 3 than just the one on the sign. And think one step past move-in to the day you eventually sell. The features that make this the priciest model, the 2-car garage, the extra half bath, the most space, happen to be the ones that are hardest to find on the resale market out here. I'm not promising you anything about future prices. Nobody honestly can. But when you own something that's hard to find, you usually have an easier time selling it. That's worth factoring in. even if you plan to stay for years. Now, the sold out part, and this is where my clients come back into it because their whole story is about planning ahead. These are not one-of-a-kind resale homes, where when it's gone forever. These are models. Gentry builds the same floor plans again as they open new phases. So Wiliwili being sold out today doesn't mean Wiliwili is gone. It means this phase sold through and the next release just hasn't been priced yet. And I'll be straight with you about that next release. In new construction, builders typically raise prices with each new phase. So the next batch of Wiliwilis will likely open higher than $794, not lower. I'm not saying that to rush you. I'm saying it so you can plan. My clients, the Coast Guard couple this west part of the series is built around, did everything early. They started looking months before they ever landed on Oahu, and that head start is the only reason their move went smoothly instead of turning into a scramble. Here's what that head start actually bought them. The first home they fell for had another offer on it above asking, and it was a short sale, which meant to win it, they'd have had to pay over asking, over what the home was worth, and over their budget. Because we weren't rushed, I could tell them to walk away. And we kept looking until we found a better home, priced fairly, with a bigger backyard. Then, because they'd done the homework, they were able to buy it from the mainland, sight unseen, off detailed videos like this one. We closed before they ever landed, and I met them at the door with the keys. That calm version of a move only happened because they gave themselves time. New construction rewards that exact same behavior. If this is your model, the move isn't to give up because it says sold out. It's to figure that out now, get on my list, and be ready when the next phase opens, so you're deciding on your terms, not in a panic. Let me also be honest about the bigger choice, new versus resale, because I say this with every model. New construction here is not automatically the better buy. It costs more. What you're paying for is a home where the appliances, the air conditioning, the roof, and the systems are all new, and a home built to run efficiently, which matters in Hawaii, where electricity is the most expensive in the country. With an older resale, you'd likely pay less upfront. You might take on some aging systems or repairs down the line, but you could also make it your own on your own timeline. Neither is wrong, and you already know how my own clients answered that question because after all of it, they chose a resale, one they could put a few small touches on and make theirs. I helped them buy the opposite of what I'm standing in because it fit them better. That's the whole job, not to push you one way, but to lay it all out so you choose. On the practical side, like the other models, Wiliwili comes with a monthly maintenance fee. On this model, it's been running around $538 a month, a bit higher than the smaller models. And it varies, so check the exact figure before you buy. That fee covers the building exterior, the landscaping of the shared entry, park, and roadways, and the common area utilities. And there's a financing piece worth asking about. The builder has been offering a credit toward closing costs, around 3% on a model like this, if you use their in-house lender, though those terms change, so confirm the current numbers before you count on them. So if Wiliwili is the one that fits you, even though it's sold out today, reach out. And I'll put you on my list so I can tell you the moment the next phase is priced and available. And if you're buying from a distance, on a military move, or from the mainland, this is exactly the kind of home I can record a private, detailed walkthrough of for you. So you're deciding on real information instead of the same model home photos every listing uses. That's the whole reason I make these. Now, a quick word on where we go from here, because this wraps our 3 townhome models. After these townhomes, we'll look at the single-family homes here in Kaulu, which start up in the higher 900s, a real step up in size and price. And then I'll take you to a completely different west side development, Koa Ridge, built by Castle & Cook, and a large master-planned community over there. And neither is better in the abstract, they just fit different people. Seeing them side by side is the fastest way to figure out which one is you. 3 different homes, 3 price points, 3 ways to live. Save these, come back to them when you're planning your move, and reach out when you're ready, and I'll tell you what's open and what's coming. I'm Oksana with Island Living Oahu. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.